magari in vasta.
Press the button to begin.
You ever get that text from your friend when they're just talking nonsense? Well, you go to the photo gifts and you're looking for the perfect eye roll or something to send back to them. And sometimes you find it, a lot of times you don't. So wouldn't it be nice if you had your own collection of personal animated photo gifts that you could send out? Today in Digital Art, I'm going to show you how to make those. Hey guys, we've got a quick, easy, fun little project here. Today we're going to take a short video and turn it into a animated photo GIF in Photoshop. Okay, we are rolling. We have Photoshop opened up and we are going to go ahead and start this project by going File, New. And we have some default things here. It won't really matter which one you choose because when you bring in your video, it will kind of be its own size. So to bring in the video, we need to go to the File drop-down menu and scroll down to Import. And we're importing video frames to layers. This one I think will do. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And it's great if it says make frame animation. Go ahead, check that. Click OK. Okay, the video has now loaded up. And probably the first thing that you're going to want to do is just to image size. Because as you can see, it is pretty large. And when you want to move this file around, if it's really big, it sometimes makes it difficult to do that. So in my case, I'm going to make the width 6 inches and the resolution is 72. That is what it needs to be, and click OK. All right, so I have my video came in, and as you can see, I have several layers. So let's go ahead and get our timeline up. So Window, Timeline, and here's all our layers. And here is my animated GIF that I'm creating. It is rolling well over 150 frames. In fact, it's probably going to top out close to 200 frames. So a lot of frames that I can get rid of. So the first thing I want to do is probably look at all the video that is in the very beginning here. Probably at least these first 29 frames. I hold down the Shift key, I select all of those, and then I go to this little drop-down menu here and I can delete those frames. Okay, so my first goal is to get down to, like I said, probably 50 frames, but you could have as few as 10 frames perhaps, just depending on how long your video is. But the shorter it is, the quicker it's going to move around, and quicker it's going to be for you to copy it to different locations. So the bulk of the work for this project is just getting rid of all these extra frames. So keep in mind when you're shooting your video that it does not have to be long at all. You want a lot of activity in a short amount of video time. So I am just going through and deleting frames. The other important thing to do is to take a look at image mode and just double check that you're on RGB color. Again, to delete frames, just simply you can hold down the Shift key and select many frames at once and go to this little menu over here and delete frames. Careful that you do not hit the delete animation. Okay, so I spent probably half an hour just getting rid of a lot of frames of video. So I kind of was methodically going through, deleting 3 frames, keeping 1, deleting 3 frames, keeping 1, and so on. Just looking for frames that there wasn't a lot of action in and getting rid of those. So I've got my animation down to about 25 frames now, and I think this is about the way I want it to be. Now, one thing that's kind of fun to do is to go to the menu over here on the right side of the timeline and hit reverse frames. And sometimes it's fun to look at your animation to see if it looks a little better going backwards. The next thing I need to do is export my video. I'm going to do this the same way I exported my Circle Boogie animation, and you can refer to that tutorial or just stick around. What we need to do is export, and we're going to export save as web, and we want 128 ditherd in the preset menu. We want to make sure that this is a GIF for sure. Colors, like to have that be 256. We want to make sure our looping options are forever. And other than that, we should be good to go and save this GIF.
All my life, me ever have my gun, so me have to move sharp like me knife. All my life, me pray say when me get wealthy, I'm